Welcome back to my channel, Donna's Book Addiction, and I'm Donna. And thank you all for watching and subscribing. I got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much. And I just came quickly to tell you about my trip to the library. Saturday was an overcast day, kept looking like it was going to rain, but again, we went to the Birmingham area. And I went shopping in the Friends Library. I don't know if you all ever frequent any of the libraries that have a in-house bookstore, but I used to always patronize them when I lived in Michigan. They're so far away from me now. My small library in town, they have sales every now and then, but they don't have a huge bookstore, in-house bookstore. But when I went, I so enjoyed myself. They had as you saw from the video, exhibit of the Scottsboro Boys, the trial that took place in Alabama. And it was international. And it's a traveling exhibit. So the exhibit showed everything in sequence, how it went from trial to releasing the young black men who were jailed and had charges, serious charges, whom a white lady did drop her charges and they were released. However, some spent more time in the prison system than others, and it's a sad case. It was really a sad case. We just can't seem to stop with the racism and the jailing and the hurt of our people. But anyway, it was a wonderful exhibit. I took time to soak that in, and then I walked around. They had an event that was coming up, and the event, this young lady, her name was Lesley, Shaken by the Roots. She has an event, she had a gallery exhibit there. And August 2nd through September 27th is her exhibit. But those pictures of look like needlepoint that were on the wall, she did those. She did all of those. And in the showcase, they looked like paintings, but they were needlepoint. And it was so well done, so fine. I would love to go and see her because I think she's going to be there for the exhibit. I don't have the date here, but it was just awesome to look at. So that was my trip on Saturday. And then when I went into the bookstore, I guess you want to see it, I just happened to get a few books, not many. And you can't beat it. The paperbacks were $1, hardback too. So I picked up Speak No Evil, a novel by Uzodinma, Iweala. And he also wrote Beast of No Nation. And I have not read anything of his, but this was in such beautiful condition, even though it's a library copy. I went ahead and purchased it, and I'm looking forward to diving into this, and I could tell you a little bit about it. So Speak No Evil is a revelation between two privileged teenagers from very different backgrounds, sets off a chain of events with devastating consequences. On the surface, a charmed life raised by two attentive parents, one of the boys in Washington, D.C. He's a top student and a track star at his prestigious private high school. bound for Harvard in the fall. His prospects are bright, but Nehru has a painful secret. He is queer, an abominable sin in his conservative Nigerian parents. No one knows exactly. Meredith, his best friend, the daughter of prominent Washington insiders, and one person who seems not to judge him. When his father accidentally discovered Nehru is gay, the fallout is brutal and swift. Coping with troubles of her own, however, Meredith finds that she has little left emotionally to offer him. As the two friends struggle to reconcile their desires against the expectations and the institutions that seek to define them, they find themselves speeding toward a future more violent and senseless than they can imagine. That sounds like a good read. Good read. So, and then I got this book, and it's called Cherished. This is the only one that was not a library copy, but it was in pretty good condition. And I've heard of the author before, even though I've never read any of her books. I think this is an older edition, and I think since then they updated the cover. However, I said, well, I'll just grab it. All right, and now let me tell you what it's about. It says, before healing can begin for Kelly and Heather, they need to believe they are worth cherishing. Kelly London once dreamed of being a songwriter. As crazy as it seems, she hoped that God would use the lyrics that came to her even while she slept. She dreamed about Brian too, that the love they shared as high school students would grow into marriage. But choices that still haunt her destroyed those dreams until now, when a series of love letters reawakens her hope for the future. Healthy Heather Anderson's life has spun out of control. First, an affair with a married man, then one night stand with the drummer of a popular Christian band has left her devastated, broken, and alone. She cried out to the only one able to save her. He met her there, but it was just the beginning, because now she must take a different path, and the one God has planned for her book. So this is a Christian romance, a Christian fiction. I am reading a Christian romance right now that Arthur sent to me in an arc, and I'm finding it very comforting. Not all that explicit sex, even though I don't mind. It depends. But it's a nice change up. It's a nice switch. So anyway, briefly, that's what that's about. So it's something to look forward to. Maybe on a cozy, cold, rainy day. I may have mentioned to you all before, but I am a fan of the Blessing series by Beverly Jenkins. I think her series is awesome. I really enjoy it. Bernadine Brown divorces her husband, wins a settlement, takes the money, and purchases a town in Kansas City. And part of the requirement was that you had to adopt someone, whether it be a baby, a teenager, what have you. But she said she's setting the town up to prosper and to help those who, for instance, a young couple that were struggling in an urban town. One of the girls brought them there to raise their child and have their own business, and she helped build. I just love the series, and it's got humor in it and so on and so forth. Well, I'm missing a few, even though I've read them all, The only one I haven't read yet is The Christmas to Remember, which I'm saving for Christmas time to read, but the adventure continues. And in the library, even though these are library copies, I found these two that are in the series that I did not have. And what I loved about it, because I normally don't usually, you know, if I'm a collect, I want them to be a purchase, a new purchase, but I love that they covered their books with like a plastic instead of that mylar that they usually do. So if I'm reading and my hands are dirty, it's easily can wipe off. Anyway, I usually listen to the books in audio anyway, but I got these two to add to my collection and I'm happy about it. So my last purchase, I came across this in the store by accident. And I'm like, I never heard of this. But the cover, of course, caught my eye. So it says, What the River Washed Away. And this is a novel by Muriel, Mhare, Macleod. So I looked her up. She is from the UK, Scotland. And I can't remember what year this book came out. It's been out a while. I think it was like around 2010. I'll look it up and let you know for sure. But it says it's based on true facts. And it's got a blurb here by Marlon James. So if any of you recognize this cover, let me show you. Does this cover look familiar? So this is The Darkest Child by Dolores Phillips. And this book is by this lady from the UK. And I'll tell you what this one is about. So this book was published in 2013. It's a historical fiction. And it says, a missing child, a buried tin of coins, and a terrible secret. These lie at the heart of Muriel Macleod's powerful first novel, set deep in the back country of early 20th century Louisiana, where lawlessness still reigns and the voodoo curses and charms of the old ways hold sway. Here, 8-year-old Arleta lives with her family in an isolated shack in the woods. Sometimes she sees the white men walking down the track toward her home and knows to hide. But sometimes she sees them too late, until one day she finds the strength to fight back with ferocity. The men don't return, but when years later she hears that another girl has been attacked, and past meets present, Arleta is compelled to act, plotting a revenge that will leave its mark on history. And they said this is based on true facts. So this is definitely a must read. And I am looking forward to this. Wow. The cover drew me in. I recognized that pretty black girl's face on the cover. And wow. So this will be an adventure. Historical facts. So I'll get back to you on that one. Anyway, I don't want to drag this out because I got some more videos to make for you guys, and I hope to see you real soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.